welcome back to Math Time. My name is Mrs. Me, and I am one of the first grade teachers here at Roosevelt, and we are going to be doing some more math today. Our goal for today is to be working on some shapes. We're going to talk about different 2D shapes. These are flat shapes that we can draw on our paper with our pencil. So we are going to be talking about those. Our goal today is I can identify the name and attributes of different shapes. So that's our goal. I can't wait to work on that with you guys. Okay guys, we're going to talk about some different shapes now. What shape is this? It's a square. We're going to talk about how many sides does a square have. A side is a straight line. It has to be a straight line to form a side. So, how many straight lines are needed to make a square? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are going to write 4 under sides. 4. Okay, next is vertices. Can you put your elbows together? The vertice would be where your elbows come together. It is where two sides touch. That is a vertice. Let's count how many vertices a square has. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. So, a square has 4 sides and 4 vertices. Can you think of some examples of a square? What are some things that you see every day that might look like a square? Maybe you see a book that looks like a square. So we'll draw a book. So there's our book that looks like a square. Mrs. Me has some erasers that look like squares. So I'm going to draw an eraser on there too. Those are just a couple things that look like squares. There we go. Okay, let's move on to our next shape. What is our next shape? Anybody know? A triangle. Nice job. Triangle. A triangle has how many sides? Let's count. Ready? Remember, a side has to be a straight line. 1, 2, 3. Good job. It is 3 sides. Okay, how many vertices? Remember, where those 2 sides touch, we also might have heard it called a corner. How many vertices does this shape have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. 3 vertices. So we are going to write the number 3 on there. Can you think of a couple of examples of a triangle that you might see every day? In the classroom, we have some chairs that have little triangles in them. So, I'm going to draw a picture of a chair. It's not a very good chair, but it's a chair. Any other triangles? If you think of one, let me know and I'll try to add it on here. Now we're going to work on the next shape. Does anybody know what this shape is? It's a circle. A circle. Can you say that word with me? Circle. Does a circle have any straight lines for sides? No, it doesn't. This is round, so we are not going to have any sides. So I'm going to write 0 under sides. It kind of looks like a circle, but it's a 0. Okay, next, does it have any vertices where 2 straight lines are coming together? Do you see any? No, so we're going to write 0 under vertices. So a circle has 0 sides and 0 vertices. Can you think of a couple examples of a circle that we might see every day? Maybe you thought of a clock. So a clock is what we use to tell time. That is a circle. What about the holes on our paper when we have the 3 holes on our paper? Anybody remember those? So we have that. That's a lot of examples. I bet you could think of some more. Let's go on to our next shape. What is our next shape? Anybody know this one? A rectangle. Nice job. Rectangle. Now we're going to count how many straight lines we have for sides. How many sides do we have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 sides. Nice job. Okay, let's count how many vertices we have. How many times we have 2 sides coming together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one also has 4 vertices. That sounds very similar to our square. Do the square and the rectangle, do they look kind of the same? They do. But the important part about a square is that it has 4 equal sides. So I'm going to take my red marker that I had for my square and I'm going to make sure to write equal right here. You might see this word a lot with the equal sign. Whoops, Mrs. Me made an oopsies. So all those sides have to be the same size. Do my sides look about the same size? Yes. On our rectangle, do my sides look like they're the same? No. These 2 sides are the same, and these 2 are the same, but they're not all the same. Good question. You guys did awesome. Can you think of a time you've seen a rectangle, maybe every day? I sure can. I think of your iPad. If you think about your iPad, it is going to be a rectangle. You're probably using it right now. So there's a rectangle. We also have seen a lot of rectangles for TVs. So we might be watching a show on here. Your TV is probably a rectangle. Good job. So I bet you could think of a bunch more. I know I could think of a bunch of rectangles, but I'll let you do some. Next, we're going to work on our rhombus. This is a very fun word to say. Can you say that word with me? Rhombus. So a rhombus is very similar to the square. It has to have all the sides the same length. But unlike the square, it's kind of tilted. So a rhombus is similar to the square. All the sides are the same length, but it's a tilted square. So let's count how many straight sides we see on a rhombus. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do 4. I'm also going to write the word equal on here. And I'm going to put that equal sign to help us remember what we wrote. All those sides have to be equal. Next, let's count those vertices, those corners that we made. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 vertices. So we'll write 4 right there. Good job. Now, it was hard for Mrs. Me to think of a rhombus that she finds in real life. Can you think of one? So, one of the ones that I thought of is some kites that we fly on windy days are rhombuses. Do you see how those 4 sides are the same size? But not all kites are a rhombus, only if they have the same size sides. So I'll draw in the rest of the kite. Another thing, and some of you might have thought of this one, if you've ever been able to go watch a baseball game, the bases that the baseball guys run around, the baseball players, those are spaced out to be like a rhombus. So there's the lines in here. I know that some of us play baseball, so that's kind of fun. Mrs. Me didn't do a very good job of spacing hers out so they were the same size, but it's just a picture to help us remember. So, good job, guys. Our next one, does anybody know what this one is? We've done this one a couple times in concept board. This one's a trapezoid. That's a fun word. Can you say trapezoid? Good job, trapezoid. So, remember, we're counting those straight sides. Let's count those ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 sides. Now, this one also looks kind of similar to a rectangle, but the trapezoid has 2 sides that are parallel. Can you say that word with me? Parallel. So when I say the word parallel, I'm talking about 2 lines that are across from each other and they will never ever touch. So they're just going to keep going straight. They wouldn't touch each other. If my lines are not parallel, it means that eventually they're going to touch. They're going to come together to make a vertice. But these 2 lines are never going to make a vertice because they're parallel. So, let's see. There are 2 parallel lines and 2 lines that are not parallel. If I were to draw the lines, these ones would eventually come into a vertice. So, we're going to write 2 parallel lines on here to help us remember what makes a trapezoid different. Let's count how many vertices we have, how many times we have 2 sides coming together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. 4 of those. Then let's think of an example that we might see every day of a trapezoid. I thought of the roof of a house. So when we have the roof of a house, it has those 2 parallel lines and those other 2 that will eventually come together. A trapezoid. Very nice. Good job, guys. One more. We're almost there. Anybody know what this one is called? A hexagon. So, hexagons. Let's count how many sides our hexagon has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. That's the most sides we've seen today. Wow. 6 sides. Good job. Now let's count how many vertices, how many times we have those 2 lines coming together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We also have 6 vertices, 6 corners or vertices. Can you think of a time you've seen a hexagon? I sure can. I see it every day when I'm driving. It's called a stop sign. So, and it has the word S-T-O-P in the middle. So that means that I should stop my car or slow down. Typically these are red. So I'm going to color mine red real fast. A stop sign. Very nice, guys. You did awesome today. I'm so proud of you. And we have talked about all these different 2-dimensional or flat shapes. It means I can draw it on a piece of paper with my pencil. We've talked about all of those, their sides and their vertices. Good job, guys.